Welcome back to the Build Show. Hello, everybody. Chef, Orcheslore, Steve, over on YouTube. Welcome, everybody, back to the Build Show. Orcheslore. Hi. That was cool. Is that part of the new intro? It's actually just a transition. But I've been playing around with a couple of different transitions, and that was one of them. So one of the newer transitions we're playing around with. I gotta figure out how to like change it live. Hello. All right, so welcome back to the Build Show. I'm your host over here at the Empower Gaming Computer Studio. Can't read what we're Ben Estrino over here at the Empower Gaming Studio. And tonight, you guessed it, we're building another PC. Tonight we're not building just any PC, we're actually building Ellie's PC. And I can't remember if this was a shared PC or not. I think somewhere in our conversations there was discussions of this being a shared PC between two individuals. So if that's the case, I apologize. Please provide some clarifications in the chat. I try to keep up and stay as accurate as possible, but sometimes communications will slip on my end. Well, I'm a busy guy. Sorry about that, guys. Which leads me into saying thank you, Ellie, for being patient with me as we waited for the cooler, this one, to arrive. This cooler, unfortunately, not this cooler, but another cooler of the same model is somewhere in UPS limbo land. So I did have to reorder this cooler, and it kind of delayed the already delayed build because of the build schedule that I had this week. It was substantial, and I got sick over the last weekend, and I'm still kind of recovering from that. But for the most part, delay after delay, we're finally here building it. Again, thank you for being patient. Always exciting to get the new build, and of course exciting kind of burns out after waiting a few extra days. So here we are. We're going to do the build. We're going to have it. Hopefully everything goes well and everything is ready for pickup for you tomorrow. When I say hopefully, it's because we never know what will happen. Because we might have a dud graphics card, or we might have a dud motherboard, or we might have something else that doesn't work. Those things happen. But I will do everything in my power to make it happen. So, here we go. They are saying the RTX 5070 might be the most underrated GPU at this point. You can get them under MSRP. You can get most of them under MSRP. You can't get a white one under MSRP, which is what we're going for in this build. Mummy, is it supposed to be shared? Or it's supposed to be shared, but we'll see. Gotcha. Okay, cool. 5070, neat. Yes, we are going to be doing a 5070 build tonight. Finally, something other than like the budget builds. So with that being said, we can run through the build sheet, which actually, if you type !build, it'll spit out the stats in the chat for you. But we can run through and start with the CPU, which is a Ryzen 7 9800X3D that we're going to be building with today. So it's the AIM-5 platform, Zen 5, and we're going to be putting that on a B850, which is a Gigabyte Aorus Elite Wi-Fi 7 ICE. So I think their names are just getting longer and longer, especially if you introduce white. So very white out build if you haven't picked up on the color scheme yet, but it's very white. But the external is actually not going to be white. So there's a little trick, or a trick. Anyway, besides the motherboard, then we have the RAM, which is 32 gigs of DDR5, 6000 megahertz CL30, and this is the G.Skill Ripjaws M5 RGB kit. This is not a kit that I would typically build with, but because it is white, and I'm not a big fan of the other G.Skill Trident Z series, Z5 series, that has a black strip across the side. Not a big fan of that. This kit is, however, on the QVL list for this motherboard, so I did confirm that. and you always want to double check that before you purchase your RAM, your motherboard, and your CPU. Make sure the 3 are on the motherboard's QVL list. Obviously the CPU would be, but mostly. But you want to double check that, of course, and just make sure you're buying a kit that is supported on the board or confirmed supported. Next is a 2TB M.2 NVMe SSD, which is the 990 Evo Plus by Samsung. This is 2 terabytes of ultra-fast storage. The board has additional M.2 slots, so they are able to add more storage to the build later on if they wanted to add more drives. I believe there's 2 additional for sure slots on this board that's usable. Next is the graphics card, which is the Gigabyte Aero OC, which is the NVIDIA RTX 5070. This is a 12 gigabyte graphics card, GDDR7, 192-bit, and it's PCIe 5.0, which is supported by the CPU and motherboard combination we have here, so good stuff. Next, we're going to be cooling the CPU with the Frozen Note, or I'm sorry, not the Frozen Note, the Frozen Infinity by Thermalright. It's a 360mm AIO. Features some mirror RGB finish on the block, as well as some of the RGB mirrors on the side, and then some RGB texture, I guess, on the fan itself, right around the blades. And then we also have matching fans for the rest of the build, the rest of the case as well. So we are going to be removing the case fans from the Thermaltake View 270, which is what we're going to be building in, which is the blue one, the blue/white one, and replacing it with the Thermalright, what are they, the TLM12Qs, and these are reversed. We have a mixture of reverse blades for the intake and regular, which is the one in the rear. And then we also have I forgot to mention, we do have the Thermalright contact frame, of course, for the CPU. We have cables that are matching the color scheme, for example, a 16-pin to 16-pin 12-volt high-power cable, as well as our 24-pin and 8-pin EPS cables for the motherboard, which are in white. And then we have an 850-watt Segitep 80-plus gold power supply over here. You won't see any of the cables from that one, even though it's black. It's going to be in the back, and you won't even see the cables because of the extensions and things that we grabbed here. So with that being said, looks like we have some questions. The white tax, yes, exactly, Porgisler. How much was the white build tax for this build? I don't have a tax for the color. You know, anytime you want to try to match a color scheme, you are going to pay a little extra for some of the parts. But I mean, in the end, when it's done, when you look at it, it's worth it. So it really depends on who you are. If you're really just somebody that just wants to get the most performance, period, and doesn't care about any of the colors or aesthetics, or if you're somebody that wants perfection, it really kind of just depends on you, the person. Hey, what's up, Pooter? That's for sure. I paid $1K for a white 5070 Ti. Yes. Thinking about getting black 5070 for a second build. Nice. Yeah, the 5070s are a great card. I recommend them. It's actually what I'm going to be targeting for my build, because I don't need anything super crazy. I just need something that is more supportive around Streamlabs and a couple other apps, which means I have to go with the NVIDIA family, just because of the support behind it from the applications. And then really the only 2 games that I play is PUBG or Beyond All Reason. Those are literally the only 2 games that I play right now, because I don't have time in my life right now. Everybody's asking for builds, and builds we shall build. So, all right. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to build. Let's build it. Let's do it. That's why I went with it in Discord. Been seeing you get them for low in the Discord. That's why I went with it. What do you mean? What? Oh, the 5070s? Yeah, you can find some pretty decent prices for the 5070s. It's just on demand for a specific color. Like, I wanted white, and I also wanted Gigabyte to match the Gigabyte motherboard. That is where you paid it. That's where you pay. What is that keyboard? Will you show it? It's a Logitech keyboard. It's the K400R, but it's a keyboard and a mouse pad so that I can use the mouse and a keyboard while I'm streaming over here. And my stream PC is actually on the other side of the room, way over there. So I can control the stream using that wireless keyboard and touchpad. A little dusty because it sits out all the time, but that's makes it a lot easier for me to control a computer from here when my computer's way on the other side of the room. Hey, what's up, Roy? Welcome back to the Build Show, sir. Steve Anderson, my favorite cards are the 9070 XT and the 5070 Ti. Both really good cards, solid cards. How much? Okay, we're good. All right, let's get building, guys. I know it's gonna be a late one. We're probably gonna be about 2 hours on this build, so it's 9:30 now. We should be wrapping up around 11:30 p.m. Eastern time. So, gives me just enough time to maybe install Windows, do the BIOS update before I go to bed. Assuming everything goes well with the build. Where do I put this? All right, so we'll get started with the motherboard itself. This beautiful white, all-white board. So if I'm going with a white theme build, I pretty much always go Gigabyte now at this point. Because they have really nice white boards in the lineup. The quote-unquote Ice series is really, really nice. It's aesthetically pleasing. We'll go ahead and zoom in so we can get a nice close-up of the CPU install, the RAM install, and the SSD install, and the contact frame. So what we're going to do is install our CPU first, which is our 9800X3D. One of the best, if not the best, gaming PC on the planet. CPU. Gaming CPU. Sorry guys, it's been a long day. Bear with me. What's up, man? What's up, Sus? Tazook. Was playing some Helldivers 2 today. Nice. I've only played that a few times. And I know it's a game that I would love to play more of, but I just don't get enough time to do it. There we go. We dropped our CPU into the socket gently. And next, we're going to install our contact frame before we button that up, which is the Thermalright AM5 Secure Frame V2 Black AMD AM5 ILM bending contact frame. What a name on that thing. You can't go wrong with the 9060 XT and a 5060 Ti, though, when you're on a budget. Yeah, those are great options. Hey, Mackie, or Macy, sorry. Is that Macy? What GPU will you put? If you do !build in the chat, it will spit out the specs of this build, but it is going to be the RTX 5070 Aero in white by Gigabyte, and it's the OC edition as well. That is the quick answer. We removed the old frame, and we're going to install our new contact frame by Thermalright. Nice. There we go. Contact frame installed. 9800X3D, that's my build. And what a motherboard do you recommend? I was looking for a B850. What do you think? A B850 is more than enough for gaming. So if all you're doing is gaming and you don't really need anything super crazy in the lanes department, then a B850 is more than enough. Can't go wrong with the 4080 either in 2025, question mark. Some giant idiot is ripping on you, Intel supporter. Falcon 1990. For PSU extension cables, would you go with 18 or 16G? I got some coming from Asia Horse. I think that actually depends on your how much power draw are you having. I guess that's really what it comes down to, but you're probably fine with 16. Either one, I think, but 16 is probably what I would run. I actually have not put that much thought into that before until you just asked that question. So I've always just done 16, but never really thought about it. I mean, I use 12900K in 2025. Yeah, yeah, that. Over on the Twitch. You tried Borderlands 4 yet, Ben? No, I have not tried Borderlands 4 yet. So don't get on me yet. Haven't had the opportunity. I mean, I'm a guy building at 9:40 p.m. Eastern time. Haven't had time, unfortunately. All right, next up is our RAM, which is the Ripjaws kit. I don't know why it's not. Hello? Nice. Camera failed. Supposed to autofocus. Okay. I guess we're done freaking out. There we are. So the Ripjaws M5 RGB kit. This is on the motherboard QVL list. I already pulled it out of the package here. But I really like this kit because it's white and it has RGB on it. And it's going to go very nicely with this build. But it is on the QVL list. It's 6000 megahertz CL30. 32 gigs. 2 8-gig sticks. And that goes into slots A2 and B2. Hey Flash, what's up? Welcome back to the Build Show. I hope everyone is doing good tonight. I hope you're doing good too, sir. Elko 1990, I got the 9800X3D and a 9070 XT Quicksilver, coming with no overclocking. It's a solid combination. You'll be able to pretty much throw anything at it, or throw anything you want at it, and enjoy some really nice smooth 1440p performance with that combination. What happens if you remove the CMOS battery from your motherboard when your PC is on? LOL. Nothing. The CMOS battery is simply there for when your computer is unplugged from the power or the switch on the power supply is turned off, which would mean no power to the board, which means there's no charge to save the data on your CMOS chip. So it wouldn't do anything to your computer, shouldn't do anything to your computer if you pull the battery out while it's on. When you put the battery back in, probably should do that with it off, though, is my recommendation. I do not recommend doing that, though. Do not. But it shouldn't do anything. James, what's up, man? Welcome back to the Build Show. Tony, what's up, man? I'm stuck on about 20 games right now. Nice. Yeah, it's you know, I'm one of the lucky few that still only have you know, two primary games, so I'm gonna probably stay like that for a while, guys. Unfortunately. Does it blow up? Nah, it doesn't blow up. It doesn't blow up. It's the battery is literally there to maintain juice to the CMOS battery, or to the CMOS chip, when the computer doesn't have any power. For example, when it's unplugged from the wall or power supply is shut off. That is the only reason there's a CMOS battery. Because without the CMOS battery, your settings would be lost. It would be reset. It would basically be factory reset every time you turned it on. Turn it off, and then back on. Without any power, can't maintain the CMOS. So it just factory resets. BIOS default. Alright, so this is a 2 terabyte M.2 NVMe SSD. This is a Samsung 990 Evo Plus. It's a Gen 4 drive. Going in. Much smoother, by the way. Putting those on, I'm getting a little better at it. Macy, can you please answer the question? Sorry. Deepcool, what's that? 360 RGB or AIO or Liquid Freezer 3 Pro 360. What do you think about those and which one is better? 100%. The Arctic Liquid Freezer 3 Pro is the better performer. It also has a side or an offset mounting. So if I show you here, an offset mounting, the Arctic Liquid Freezer 3, what it does is offsets to center up the center of the cooler over the hotspot of the AMD CPU, which is right here. This is your hotspot, not on the center, whereas all other coolers pretty much are centered up. Most coolers are centered up right on the cooler itself. So you do get better performance by centering up on the hotspot because it evenly distributes the heat to the copper block and then distributes that through the liquid to cool off. So the benefit of the Liquid Freezer 3 Pro is 1, the offset mounting, and 2, the fans you get on that thing, they're beasts. They move some air. So the Arctic Liquid Freezer 3 is definitely the better cooler out of the two, and it's probably cheaper. What's up, who? Welcome back to the Build Show. Hey, Ben. This board is too fancy. I'd be afraid to use it. Nah, not at all. All right, so now that we have this done, which is our CPU, our contact frame, our RAM, and our SSD installed, we do have to remove these brackets and add, I believe, the brackets for the cooler. So let's go ahead and do that. Right, my 5800X3 system is down. Oh no, what's wrong, man? James, what happened to it? Falcon, leave frame gen off. It's quiet. Turn frame gen on, or it's quit turn frame gen on. Make it get noisy. Oh, okay. Saw this Deepcool have a problem when it gets noisy. I saw so many users saying that, so I stuck with Arctic. I mean, the Arctic Liquid Freezer 3 Pro, the Pro version, is going to be loud because they are beefy fans that move a lot of air. So if you don't want a loud cooler, get the non-Pro version of that cooler. So they have the Arctic Liquid Freezer 3, and then they have the Arctic Liquid Freezer 3 Pro. The Pro version has really, really aggressive fans. And it's not quiet. They are loud. But they perform very well. I'm getting the cooler out so that we can bust out the brackets. Here, I'll just zoom out so you guys can see what I'm doing instead of staying zoomed in like a dinklepoo. Here we go. Hardware kit. That's what we need. May as well just take the cooler. My elbow hurts. Set it over there. And get rid of this box. More boxes, my liege. There we are. Get this hardware kit out and on the board. Put it on the board. Felt so good to assemble someone else's rig, man. I bet. Feels good to assemble any rig. Like birthing a child. No, it's absolutely not. Every woman in the chat probably wants to throw a pan at me right now for saying that. But what I mean is, it's like a child of mine that I am creating. And it is going to go do great things in the world. For example, maybe this one will win a Fortnite tournament. I don't know. It would make me proud, though. Heads down, just a moment, guys. I'll be your sugar mama. Oh boy. I knew that was going to stir up some of the best comments. I mean, they cannot be too much loud. Do you think it's acceptable loudness? I want everything just to work great. Yes, it's acceptable, especially if you wear headphones. You can't hear it. I guess it's not that loud. Yeah, so if you're wearing headphones, Macy, it's you won't hear it. Especially if you have like sound canceling stuff, like a nice headset. James O, I buy parts I know I can get now, like a case or a power supply and NVMe drive, then decide on motherboard later, or CPU and RAM. Good way of doing it. Yeah, those are the core components that would most likely change in a build. Yes. Cody! Unless you're trying to play 4K, it's a perfect build. You don't need anything more than a 5070, I don't think, no. Definitely not need. If you want more than a 5070, you could definitely want and desire and go get it. But the 5070 is a great card. A great balanced gaming card, in my opinion. If you have a floor fan running on in the room, you won't hear it. What, Suzuki? I didn't understand the question. I don't understand the question either. Is it your rig? Oh, he's asking, Sazuk is asking if this build we're doing, if you are Ellie. Are you Ellie, Macy? No. Ellie is, I saw her name in the chat earlier. Blah. I can't see it. Chat's been cleared already. She's watching here somewhere. Or they, should I say, they are watching. They're in the chat, YouTube side. Okay. So now we have our contact frame, our CPU, or our CPU, our contact frame, our mounting brackets for our cooler, our RAM, and our SSD on the board. The board is ready to go into the case. So I'm going to go ahead and set this off to the side here. And we're going to get the case out, which is going to be a shocking color for everybody here. It's Mummy, that's it. No, somebody was asking if this was Macy's build, and it's not. So I just wanted to confirm or clarify whose build it was for. Albatrox. I'm satisfied with my 2021 build with the 11900K 3080 still going strong. That's still a solid build. The only downside to the 11th generation is the lack of just it's dead end at that point. So that's the only downside. So it's great that you went to the i9, because then you know you get pretty much the most you can out of the socket for that platform. At that point, if you need to upgrade, or if you're looking to upgrade your platform or your CPU, you have to upgrade the platform now at this point. But yeah, it still was a solid platform. The only problem that I really had with that generation between the 10th and 11th gen is that they didn't release Gen 4 support with 10th gen CPUs. That sucked. And then like not even a year later, 11th gen shows up, which was barely any performance difference between 10th gen. Really, the major difference was it had PCIe Gen 4 support, finally, and you also had to upgrade your motherboard to a 500 series board instead of a 400 series board, which sucked. I had a lot of customers that were like, "Ugh," about that, and I was like, "Ah." I don't know what to say. Just my thought around that is I just wish Intel waited and got the Gen 4 support on the Intel 10th gen. I don't know the full story behind it or what it would have taken, but that would have been a lot nicer. It would have one-upped AMD, because that was right when they were launching their 5000 series, I think, right? Oh yeah, this is the Thermaltake View 270. If you are wondering what case this is, it is the Thermaltake View 270 in the blue, which means it's actually blue and white. So blue external, white internal, hence the reason why we went with white internal parts, components. It's gonna look very nice. Nice, I just put thumbprints on it. Oh well, we'll clean those off. Let's see here. At least didn't have 3 for him to... Yeah, thanks, Zachariah. Zachariah's like, hey, can you do 3? Yeah, sure. Let's do it. Let's go. Need to drink some Red Bull here. Go. Pour a hot pot of coffee over my head. Wakes me up immediately. I'm literally having this built for like 3 games, but my husband's getting the old one. Oh. How nice of him to get the old one. All right, so we're going to unplug all of these because they're coming out. And we're just going to start by ripping these fans out. Because we have a matching set of fans to go with this build. Which adds to the flavor. The aesthetics flavor. Everybody knows that Kool-Aid, right? The aesthetics Kool-Aid. We're going to be drinking from that Kool-Aid all night. By the way, if anybody needs any fans, these are available. Let me know. Be happy to send you them for free 99 because they're not going to be used. Talking about the Thermaltake fans coming out of the case. They're nice little cheap fans. They'll probably buy you a couple of years before you have to replace them. They are white and they are RGB. They are not PWM. But they do have 3-pin 5-volt addressable RGB header, so you can sync it up to the motherboard. The RGB is daisy chained, the rest is not. All right. A pretty board going in a pretty case. Go. I feel like I was just building in this case, wasn't I? What kind of fan? It's a Thermaltake fan. An RTX 5070 build would be nice, not just for gaming, but nice for editing rig. ALC, CUDA, yeah. Yes, they are ARGB. Like my PC with 5 different brands of fans and ketchup mustard cables. Oh yeah. That's how I used to build my PCs back in the day. Every time. Of course, that was pretty much all that was available. Talking like 2008, guys. What do you think about used GPUs, especially 5070 Ti? They are so much cheaper in my country. New are like 1,000 euros, which is like 1,200 US dollars, and like used are 700. 700 is still higher than 500 new MSRP over here. 500-ish. Retro builds are so in right now. Yeah, I know. I've got an Alienware back there. I want to do that. Planning to do a build in that. It's a nice white build. Looks good. Yeah. Good color scheme. Good color scheme. It'll be very attractive. Okay, the motherboard is in. Look at that white on white inside. Very nice. Go ahead and get our cables routed. USB 3 here. And front panel down there. Actually might. Alright, front panel connectors installed. Now we can start tackling some of the fans, which we're going to do the bottom fans first. So we need our reversed kit. These are the TL-M12 QRW X3 because there's 3 in a box by Thermalright. Wish they would come up with a better name for them, their fans. Do you think I should buy a used one? It has a guarantee. If it has a guarantee or a warranty, that's definitely a lot better than not having one. So, I mean, if it has a warranty, sure, I'd say go for it. Alright, I forgot about these fun peels. Yeah. These stupid peel tabs don't work at all. Are those Lian Li? No, these are not. These are Thermalright. They're the TL, M12, QW, and the RW. These ones are the RWs. Good night, everyone. Oh, good night, James. Nice of you to stop in and hang out for a bit, man. Good seeing you. Sorry, I'm a little heads down right now trying to get these fans in. There we go. Got the fans installed. Yeah, looking good. Those are just the bottom fans. Now we have to install 2 side fans and 1 rear fan in the rear. They are. They totally are. I bought the Asia Horse case fans. They're quiet, a bit cheaper than Lian Li. A lot a bit cheaper than Lian Li. One single Lian Li fan is the same price as a pack of 3. Intel and that PC would look great with that blue case. I feel like it would need to be a little bit of a darker blue, Tat. They look like extra exact replicas of Lian Li fans. Yeah, they pretty much are. I mean, every brand has a Lian Li type fan. Same thing with case manufacturers. Case manufacturers and fan manufacturers, they just follow Lian Li around like a lost puppy. Last time, Lian Li actually tried to start suing people for all that, but that didn't go through very well, or didn't end in their favor at least. Not that it didn't go well, it's just they didn't win. If I remember correctly. So this might get a little tricky. Note to self, maybe install the side fans first so you can plug them into the board first. Or plug in the modular connection first and then plug it into the fans later. Derp. Derpity derp derp. Okay, there we go. Starting to come together really nice. Yeah, yeah. Alright, so now we got a rear fan. One in the rear. And then we can get the EPS cables, 24 pin cable, and then get the cooler. The one that we were waiting on for so long. I felt like forever. Hold on, guys. I gotta spend 5 minutes peeling a peel. Because the peel tabs don't work. And for the record, they also don't work on Leon Lee all the time either. It's a peel tab design problem. It's beautiful. I love it. Well, thank you, Tony. I think, Mummy here in the chat likes it. Maybe? Hopefully it's all the bright colors we were thinking of. Cable management in this thing is going to look absolutely gorgeous when it's done. And there we have it. A rear fan has been deployed. Now, you get our EPS cables and our 24 pin in. Oh, you going to bed? I'm so excited. It's so satisfying. Hopefully the wait is worth it. Most people tell me it is. Alright, so we're gonna do some cable combing here. We're actually making really good progress, but I think we're still going to be at about 2 hours for this one. We're an hour in. Doing pretty good. Oh, good girl. Right. Aside from going to Cable Mod and getting custom cables, like I mention every time I build with this color, this is the closest blue we're gonna get. Which, no, it's not perfect, but closest you're gonna get for the best price. Belko, what's up, man? I'm building mine on Tuesday. Oh, nice. Same. And goodbye 75 FPS. Hopefully, yeah. We would get much better FPS here on a 9800 X3D. That is a really good jump. Can't remember the rest of your specs that you told me about that pre-built. And then what game are you getting 75 FPS on? Just getting these cable combs on the cables. Put my head's down, focused on that. Sorry guys, can't read the chat while I'm doing this. Not that good. Can't do cable combs blind yet. I could probably maybe do it. Done enough of them, I could probably feel my way through it. Maybe. A nice fancy royal looking blue. Alright, so next on the list of a million things we have to do on this build is the cooler. And yes, Thermalright has this weird addiction to twist ties. Everything they can twist tie, they'll twist tie. I'm surprised they don't twist tie their boxes closed, to be honest. These pull tabs suck. Battlefield 6 will be so nice. Yes. Squad, Rust, and BF6 soon. Soon enough. 75 on Squad right now. Then, if I'm streaming, I lose another 15-ish. Ouch. Steve, worst GPU you ever owned was the GT210? Yeah, it's pretty down there. It's a weak sauce. Black Ops 6 better. Suzuki says, my NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1650 Super can't play it. Yes, it is hitting the wall finally. It is pretty demanding, I'd say. Large maps, high player counts, long rendering, etc. Yes. It's a pretty demanding title. So no Cyberpunk. Well, if Mummy wanted to play Cyberpunk, she definitely should be able to play Cyberpunk on this thing. Gonna have to get a zip tie up in there so they hang down. In fact, let's do that right now. Much better. No droopy cables here are allowed. It's a no on Cyberpunk, LOL. Yeah, if you really want to stress test a PC, you could run Cyberpunk. That's a good way to put it. Oh. Okay. We're finally ready to put a block on a CPU. Going with that MX4 by Arctic. Pretty much the same stuff as MX6. We all know MX6 is basically, what is that? Marketing thing? Yeah, let's release the same page, just a different color. Okay, so guess we can drop a graphics card in there. Hey, Big Puff Daddy. Shut up, Steven. What? What are you saying that for? Ben, did you see Jay's 2 cents video of a Raspberry Pi loaded with thousands of NES games? They are being sold at Micro Center? No. I'm invited to your next party, okay? Lovely. I don't go to very many parties, so I'd be probably the most awkward person at the party. Hey, it's off subject. Sorry, but I know, and no, Steve, I did not know they were selling those. That's pretty cool, though. And it's very rude, Big Puff Daddy, to tell Steve that. Very rude. Hey, it's off subject. Sorry, but now I know you're a drummer. Yes, I am a drummer. I wound up buying the 14-inch floor tongue, and added to my set. Floor tom. Yeah. That's pretty dope. I don't think I've ever ran a 14. I forget what I have. To be honest, I forget. It's been so long, I forget. What kind of PC do I need to stream wild parties? Well, probably just your phone. You could do IRL streams with your phone. Don't really need a PC for that. It's okay. My parties will bring a 5090. It's okay to its knees. I mean, streaming isn't gonna tax a 5090 in general, so. That's kind of cool that they give you one of these for the port. Interesting. I think so. I mean, the human eye can't even see anything over, like, what is it, like 200 FPS? So 300 is kind of a waste. You'd be wasting money. I know I used to have a 16 and an 18. What's the point of the 14 then? I think I had the bigger one, actually. Love the pink bad, very fitting. I know. Now we just got to get all the peels off the card. Okay. Well, I think we have different priorities, Big Puff Daddy. It was weird that they put, whatchamacallits there, not there. Sure, I could build you the rig, no budget. But you don't ever want to tell your PC builder there's no budget. Because then you'll learn real fast you have a budget. Now, I think I might be coming back and putting a bracket on here. I just gotta find one. I completely forgot about the bracket, because the card comes with a bracket, so I didn't think of it. But the position of where the bracket needs to go, not so great. I don't want it in front of the fan, so I'd rather put it where the board is. That'll be a lot better. So I might come back in here after the stream and add a support bracket, just for the record. I thought I had a budget until I started looking at what I wanted and realized I was going to be about double what I expected. Oh yeah. They are stupid expensive up there. Still, prices are coming down, but not quite fast enough. What do you think of that? Coming together? One of the last things we are missing is a power supply. We need to power this whole rig. Then we got to do some cable management. Lordy Lord, look at those cables. It's never been cheap to build a computer. Nah. In comparison before to now, it was a lot cheaper back then. Didn't he give it away? Who did? Linus did a build. Oh yeah, he did. He did give it away. With a $3,000 graphics card, and yes, it was gold. Yeah. Yeah, he just gave it to some random dude in Asia off the street. Here, have a like $6,000 computer. Why couldn't I have been that kid? Walking down the street, just so happened to see Linus. I mean, I don't really go to Asia, so where it happened. Or China. Was it or Taiwan? Where was that? Anybody remember where that was? I don't remember. It was in the big tech city where you could buy a whole bunch of stuff. Oops. Wrong end. It makes sense as to why it wasn't working. Mummy, are you planning to plug in any extra storage when you get it? Thank you, Roy, for covering us. Thank you, Roy. Thank you, Roy. Or am I wrong? Oh, is this gold Astral 5090, right? Yes, it was the gold Astral 5090. Mummy, are you planning to plug in any additional storage when you receive this? Oops, I missed the question, sorry. Are you planning to plug in any additional storage, like a hard drive or an SSD internally? As if so, I'll add the SATA cables so that they're ready to go for you. No, not right now. You want me to plug in SATA power? I'll plug one of them in at least. Would make sense. At least one. We put at least one in. P Diddy X. You can't get rid of me. I mean, he's persistent, all right? Maybe in the future, external. Gotcha. You don't really want to run external drives on a PC if you can avoid it, because it uses a lot of bandwidth on the USB when you could use the PCIe lanes. You get way better performance with internal storage. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Rest of this saved for another day. Don't worry, banhammers don't run out. Oh, bad. James, have you used a Frozen Infinity cooler a lot? I've considered it for Thermalright releases. The TLM10 case here in the US. Yes, I've used the Thermalright Frozen Infinity quite a bit. They are solid coolers. I've probably got at least in the neighborhood of 50 computers with Frozen Infinities out there, and not a single complaint. And the last time I checked while doing a BIOS update for a customer that had one for a while, it was still doing a job well done. So they are good coolers in my opinion. The reason why you see such difference in price between the Thermalright and say other brands is because they manufacture all of the hardware for their coolers in-house. So they don't outsource any of it, so there's no additional cost. So that's how they could be so competitive. Did you sign your computers, Ben? Do you? Yes, I do sign my computers, Steve. I'll sign this one live for you. Build number 101 for 2025. Who is the husband getting the... who is the husband getting the old PC? Awesome, thanks. Have matching reverse fans to that cooler, but I haven't seen a lot on the Infinity versus Aqua series. Yeah, I've used the Aqua and the Infinity both quite a bit. The Infinity probably more often just because of the style for the RGB, I like that style, that kind of like minimalist RGB style. It's a lot more sharper. It just looks way cleaner. Blue, do you just break out a Sharpie to sign it? LOL. Yes, I do. I actually have two different Sharpies here. One for a white case, which is a black Sharpie, and one for a black case, which is a silver Sharpie. So I do sign my builds. It is an artist signature. And if the customer does not want me to sign it on the outside of the box, which is usually on the back, then I will side the inside of the back panel. So it's not really shown. Can't see it anywhere, except for on the inside. Maybe one day you could take your computer to the pawn shop in Vegas and be on the show with Rick. And maybe my signature will be worth money one day. I don't know. Alright, so this is where the fun begins, ladies and gentlemen. We have an absurd amount of cables that we have to manage here. And that is just what we're going to do. Did you want blue zip ties, Mummy? Or did you want white zip ties? Let me show you the color options you have. We have white zip ties. We have blue zip ties. I actually have green, yellow, and red, and black as well. If you want a specific color, white, please. Understood. Nobody likes the Empower green. I understand. Out of that regard, look. Okay. Building. What's that? It is. I don't know. Oh, thanks. I've always thought build a computer is a piece of art. Not one is the same as the other. That is 100% correct. Didn't even realize my mic was muted. Sorry about that, guys. What do you think about that cable management? Your cable management is so good, Mr. Intern FTL. Mine is like a rat's nest. Well, in my personal build, it probably looks like a rat's nest. But in a customer's build, when somebody's paying me money to build them their PC, you definitely have to do it right. How neat. All of them zip ties, oh well. Muted, I know, I realized I was muted. Unfortunately, one of those days. I think it's beautiful. Thank you. I handle this stuff like it's a bomb. No, it's actually not that bad. The only thing you really got to worry about when you're doing cable management is pulling the cables too tight. Like, you want it, you know, snug, but you can't pull it too tight because then you'll pull a connection, break something. You got to be careful with that when it comes to cable management. You want it loose, like where it sits. You don't want to pull on it. So that is the cable management on the backside. So did you want me to sign the inside of that panel, or did you want me to sign the back? And did you want me to sign with a silver or a black marker? Black is going to be more noticeable. Silver is going to be very hard to see. I'm like, why so low? No, the whole thing. Inside back panel. Ah, after I put the panel on. I don't have to sign it if you don't want me to. You want me to? Black? I'm joking. I didn't smell the power supply, so I smelled the magic marker. Okay, it is working. The magic Sharpie. Yes, please. There she is. Build number 101, 2025. Camera's gonna freak out because the light's reflecting off the mirror and back at the lens. So it's gonna have a hard time focusing on that. I was super disappointed. Yes, yeah. All right, who's ready to actually see this thing fire up? Outside of the port bracket, I gotta put in there between now and tomorrow. Y'all ready to see this? Perfect. Let's see if it works. Don't get too excited. I'm joking. Most of my builds post when I build them, so I have a pretty good track record. Unless there's something wrong with a component. Usually what gets me. Especially now that I said that out loud. I should not have said that. Huh. Oh shit. Did not mean to push that. Ignore that. All right, Ellie, it's up to you now. Let me know when you're ready to push this power button. I'm pushing it on your behalf. I don't know how he changed his name so quick. I think he has multiple accounts and he just swaps between Google Chrome tabs. Hell yes, I think means push that power button. Let's go. The view is so quick, or so sick. Thank you. Here we go. Besides me accidentally bumping the power button and trying to start, which I hope didn't screw it up. Looks like we have one RGB connection not plugged in somewhere. Nice. Or you know what it is? Bottom fans, don't know why they're not on. We'll have to figure that one out. Look like they're plugged in. Wow, looks amazing. And we got a post. So there's that, at least. Here, let me see if I can figure out this RGB thing real quick. If I was a guessing man, I know what it is. Please hold. It's gonna be very difficult to get in there with the GPU already in there. And it powered on. Well, just wait. Let's get the bottom RGB working, and then it'll be even better. I think I messed up. Hold on. It's definitely weird that that one works. Weird. I'm gonna have to get my fingers down there so the card has to come out. Let's try. Alright, that should have resolved that. Now let's put Humpty Dumpty back together again. Okay. Round 2. For real this time. You ready? Patriot. You didn't seem to have any fans bringing in air. They're all outbound? No, these are all reverse blades. I got reverse blades on the side, reverse blades on the bottom. Those are all intake. Okay, fair enough. Thank you. You're welcome. Looks like Roy actually answered that, sorry. Steve, sorry. Sorry, Dixon. Steve might have... We have a troll in the chat, which I'm about ready to ban. Ready for round 2. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Well, they should have worked. Oh, there they are. Much better. PC versus consoles. I mean... I mean... You want a standard black box, or white box, go console. You want a work of art, come see me. I'd much rather have consoles. Better for an actual collection. Oh yeah, for collecting. Rather than one PC. Plus, people are weird acting like it's a competition of all the time when console players don't care. Yeah, usually if you go PC, you go with PC because you want to be the best you can. Much better. Yes, much better. All I did was give it the magic touch and it started... No, it just waited for the RGB to update. In post. They work! I know. It's amazing. Ah. Beautiful. Super clean. Thank you, Tony. Leah. Beautiful. Thank you. So, I don't think she's gonna trade. For like a week. Oh, Tony. Thank you for the another 5 gifted memberships. Who got Boom Slaying, Nate, Glass Gaming, Jared Garcia. I think he actually just joined us too. All of them gifted memberships for the month. Much appreciated. Besides, I like going to GOG and Epic and Steam for my games. You don't do that on console. You can't do that on console. Yeah, that's very true. Good Old Games is a really nice place to get all the older titles you really can't find anymore. Mummy, I think I'll keep it. I think that's a good option. Don't drop it. Yeah, I won't drop it. Just needed a little poke. Just enough static electricity charged on my fingertip. Kind of makes me mad that YouTube does that now. I was trying to hit people in the chat, but oh well. Yeah. That's okay. Yeah, I don't know why you can't select who you want to gift to. think you used to be able to, right? There's a build. I like the blue on the AIO tubes. Yeah, it kind of matches the cables, which is kind of why I did that. It's like there's blue juice in there somewhere. Like it runs blue. But it's actually red. AMD red. I would say get a 4 terabyte NVMe to put your games on. 2 terabyte, fill up fast. Yeah, I know, but the 4 terabytes are so expensive still. They're coming down in price finally, but they're like $240 for a nice one. For 4 terabyte. Tony, you should just pick people that were in the chat, and now it just picks anyone who subscribes. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why YouTube does that. But thank you, regardless. Supports the channel, and the channel will eventually have another build we'll do to give away. I think we're around like $300 gifted right now. Once we hit about $1,000, we can build a rig, and then we'll build it and give it away to one of you subscribers. I got mine for 200. I haven't had any problems with it. Nice. Got your what? Your cooler? Wait, what am I talking about? Mine was $292 after tax. Oh, gotcha. The SSD. Yep. Yeah, I've got multiple 2 terabyte SSDs in mine. But I bought them a while ago when they were actually still pretty pricey. Gen 4, 2 terabytes. SATA SSDs are a lot more expensive than I remember. Yes. Yes, they've gone up in price. Mostly because they're getting phased out for the most part, I think. They're on their way to not being used as much, so the volume isn't there, so the price goes up. Wait, so can you run 4K with a 5070? I mean, technically, yes. You could run 4K on a 5070. Or just 2K res and 1080p. You could run any resolution you want to try on a 5070. How it's going to perform might be a different result, so just depends on the title. I got a 4 terabyte storage for 200. Yeah, that's a pretty good price, Tony. That's a pretty good price. I mean, I'm talking like Samsung or the Western Digital Blacks or the Team Group 4 terabytes. They're the nice ones. They're around 240 approximately. Oh, man. I told you it'd be done around 11:30, and it is 11:32 p.m. I have a 220 gigabyte SSD current. I'm stoked for more room. Oh yeah, you got 2 terabytes now. You just, what is that? There's 4 and 1 terabytes times 2, so that's you multiplied your 220 gigabyte SSD times 8 is what you just did. So now you have 8 of those. That looks so good. It's like a nice piece of furniture in your home. That's a good way to put it. Right on time. Yeah, I bet I could fly some planes and be on time. Nobody'd be waiting around. I'm just joking. I'd be really good at shipping packages. 8:30 in Vegas, still early. Ah, it's an early night. Grr, bot. Another bot. What is with tonight, man? The bots are just alive. They are just alive. Yeah, I'll be good for a bit. Yeah, I'm popular in the bot department, apparently. I got one over on Kick, too. I wasn't sleeping on the job. So, it's okay. It doesn't have to always be you. More of us. I'm not building right now. It's chatting. I've seen all the 4K testing. I don't think it does as good of what it cost for a 50, or what it costs the 5090. I mean, okay, the 5090. Yeah, the 5090. It'll do 4K pretty well, but I mean, you're not going to get like 200 FPS 4K on a 5090. It's just not feasible. Oh. Man, my elbow is sore today. I feel like console owners always try to shit talk PC. That's because they don't want to accept the fact that PC is better. They're trying to lie and keep it real by pretending it doesn't exist. But I always tell console players, once you go PC, you will never go back. It's hard to go back. I've seen the RTX 5080 for 1,000 now. I've seen it actually below 1,000, Steve. I just saw it was like $926. It was a PNY card. Can't remember where I saw that. So I think somebody posted that or a similar one close to that price on the Discord channel under the hardware. The new console price make PC look better and better, LOL. That's because console has had to step up their game and actually put in quality, more or better quality hardware to keep up with PC. So now the console price is going up because you're not buying a you're not buying a brick. You're actually buying something with a little more horsepower in it. As a formal console player who just got their first custom-built PC, can confirm I'll never be going back. Yeah, just close the closet. I mean, they're good to collect because, as we can see with some of the consoles, you know, like Nintendo GameCube actually is a really sought-after console, and some of the older ones even. Some of those could be collector's items, but remember, back in the day, back then, they didn't sell nearly as many as they sell today. So the more and more time goes on, the more and more saturated the product or that generation gets. So they won't be as collectible as they were, or it'll take longer for them to become a collectible item. Yeah, everything's pretty much limited with console because it's a limited platform. It's designed to be a cookie cutter. Here's a box that plays games, have fun, and it simplifies it, which is nice for some people, right? But with PC, if you get comfortable with it and learn the ins and outs, you can do way more with a PC. I still have a GameCube as well, and I will never sell that thing. That thing is so much fun, even though we have the Switch in the house too. Oh yeah, the Switch is a great one too. What's with the console bashing? I love spending $500 on a Switch, $700 on a PS5, and another $500 on an Xbox to play in 30 FPS 1080p. I sense great sarcasm with this one. The exclusives were the only reason to get them, and most don't even have that anymore. Yeah, I know. Alright, I'm headed out. Well, thank you for hanging out, and I hope you enjoyed the stream, sir. Good night. Good night, Sasuke. Again, congratulations on the PC, Mummy. Yes, it is Mummy's PC. I was saying goodnight to Sasuke, but I am gonna jump off too, because, well, it's 11:38 and I gotta get up early tomorrow. We gotta finish this build. Gotta do the BIOS updates, do the Windows installation, do the drivers, do the battle testing, some fan curve, set the XMP Expo profile, all that fun stuff. Still needs to be done before it's ready for pickup. Yes, Mummy. Wait for the email that says it's ready for pickup, please. Because you just show up and it's not ready for pickup, it's not going to be ready for pickup. So I'd hate for that to happen. Please wait until you receive the email stating it is ready for pickup. I should have it somewhere in the midday, but wait for the email saying it is ready for pickup. You will receive one of those when I'm done with it. But I got to get it through this process because I don't release any of the PCs until I know for sure they are a good PC. So, one, we have to do the BIOS update, Windows install, all the drivers, play around with some of the configurations, and start testing it, which we test the GPU, the RAM, the CPU, and then, of course, during those tests, we pay attention to the thermals, make sure those are all running good, and if anything needs to be adjusted, we adjust. But that's how we can root out any poor performing parts, lemons, so to speak, which has happened to me quite a bit. As I build more and more PCs, you run across more and more lemons. So be patient with the quality portion. It is worth it. So then you don't receive a PC and find out you got something messed up and then have to bring it back here, because that would be even worse. You're headed out, Porgaslor. Have a good night, sir. Funny story. I'm 20 minutes out? Question mark. Just kidding. Oh man, it's because it's 11:40 p.m. Tomorrow's. Yeah. Not yet. Too soon. Too soon. Heck, go there now. Yeah. Yeah. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Yeah. No, 6 a.m. It won't be ready. I can tell you that right now. Yeah, congrats, Bubby. Alright, that's it for me, guys. I'm out for the night. I'm gonna try to get as much done as this on this thing as I can before I go to bed. And then I'll have it ready. Well, thank you. No luck today. That subscribed almost 20 minutes ago. Apologize for missing that. But thank you for the sub. We'll see you guys on the next build stream. What do we have lined up? I know for sure we have one on the docket, so probably a Monday or Tuesday stream at this point, depending on time of everything. But yeah, and feel free to jump on the Discord channel if you want to join and hang out while I'm not on stream or whatever. Play some games in there sometimes. And then, yeah, that's it. Have a good night, guys. I'm jumping off. See you on the next one. Tuesday, probably Tuesday night. We'll be on. Filming another one. And, yeah, we'll see you Tuesday. Have a good night, guys. See how tired I am? Just keep repeating myself. Have a good night.